Hard shell tacos.
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 I'm going to be thinking about doing the reading the entire time. It's going to be bothering me.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. I'll put it together in a little bit. But something to put together are some turkey tacos. Welcome back, beloved listener, all fucking two of you, to Hard Shell Tacos. This is a little bit of a slice of life of how the weird kids grew up and what's going on now that we're big kids. I'm Leo, joined by my cousin Lily. We are going to get into a festive sort of breakdown today.
Yes.
All right. Because it's been a little while since we last were able to get together for this one, I'm going to exclude, and it's a holiday-related one. I'm going to exclude the 1 to 5 and a single word thing that
okay.
goes at the beginning. But right, let's just get right into it here. So for our shell, I wanted to start with, what does giving thanks or being grateful mean to you?
You can go first. How to process that one.
I would say that they're not exactly the same thing. To me, giving thanks is more of an acknowledgement of the good things that you have. I don't know, like whatever scale you like to do that at. While being grateful, I think, is more of acknowledging the difficulties of others and being, it sounds terrible, but being glad that you're not in the same situation. Kind of sounds shitty when you put it like that, but so I guess, yeah, being happy for where you are in life, where you are in the world, you get to live in. Like for me, being grateful for, I don't have to live with the constant fear of a bomb dropping on my house.
Yeah.
Which, pretty big thing to be grateful for. I don't have to worry about, being a political dissident and a mob pulling me out of my house and executing me on the street. So that to me are the kinds of things that I'm grateful for. I suppose they're more existential, and happiness for being out of negativity, whereas giving thanks would be right, acknowledging the good things, whatever you want those to be.
All right, repeat the thing for me. What is something that you're grateful for,
No,
and what was the other? Oh,
what does
sorry.
giving thanks and being grateful mean to you?
Mine kind of, I guess, giving thanks and being grateful kind of goes the same, along the same lines. Just, being thankful that I'm not in a worse, scenario than I used to be in. I'm thankful that I've evolved for the better within the last, couple of years. Um, the typical grateful for my job, friends, certain family members, and just that I have a roof over my head. That's pretty much all I can think of for both.
Okay, so the next one is there anyone you would like to thank for their influence on your life, but you are not able to do so? Whether that doesn't necessarily mean that they're dead. It could just be that you have no way of contacting them.
For me, I'm going to say probably my brother. Just because through all of the stuff that we've been through, he's remained very kind, and that's something that I strive to be like, just to, he just remains pure and kind and, a good person. And that's something that I would like to kind of work towards as well, because I let like the anger and resentments really get to me, and I end up saying really mean stuff. And I would just like to be like him and just, still be kind, even though people have done horrible things to me. So that's something that I think has inspired me a lot, is just how my brother is with the way things have gone for him.
This type of question to me really falls into the same kind of category of like, who are your heroes or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's where
I don't really have any.
That's where I kind of went with mine. Yeah, that's kind of. I'm also gonna say my dad too, because my dad, he's just always there for people, always willing to lend a helping hand no matter what, and he's very hardworking, very peaceful human being. So that's another one.
A big one that keeps popping into my head, and I keep trying to find other ones, but I think it's popping up for a reason, would be my father. And this is not necessarily a good influence that he had. It would be really, just really petty of me to say thanks for being a fucking asshole, and that made me a better person. It's really a shitty way to say that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I cannot deny how big of an influence that negative example has been for me. There's how old would he be now? He'd be in his mid-20s at this point. I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but I remember his face. I have a picture of him.
Okay.
And it was a boy that I met in Afghanistan. He was like, I think 12 or 13 when I met him. I can't remember which, but he was at that age. And something that about him that really influenced me was how different he was, despite all of the extreme negativity that was around him. And I don't just mean from a sense of living in a war zone, which is obviously really horrible.
Yeah.
But his for how he was and the culture that he grew up in, he was really different. And he did not, at least he didn't seem to me to be he wasn't bitter or resentful. He's getting to the age where he's starting to understand the things that are going on around him. And he wasn't hateful or anything. He was still a very happy and very curious youngster. So it was really that had a pretty profound impact on my life. Yeah, that was I would say that him as well.
Okay.
No, those would be right. Well, actually, that's a kind of a good lead-in because fucking heavy ass shit. A little bit right there, but the stuff that I found, like obviously all of the sorts of questions that are around online right now are, what are you thankful for? That type, like, well, who's your fucking favorite family member or whatever. The fucking typical shit. But
yeah.
So I picked these two out that I wanted to so it's a two-part question. For the first is there a major life challenge you've overcome in the last year? And I felt this one was kind of, it would be a good parallel. And the second one is there something that you once felt very negatively about, but you are now grateful for?
I'll let you go first. I gotta
right.
think on those two.
Major life challenges. I don't think I would say it happened in the last year, but it is something that has been, I don't know, I've kind of, if you look at it as like a bell curve kind of, where like the peak of all the nastiness was a while ago, I was coming on the downslope for a while, and now I've, in the last, I don't know, two years maybe, I've come out on the other end pretty leveled out. What that life challenge is, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this, but it's I would say recognizing my own value and my inability to do so before. I think I've talked about it here with the previous people I worked with before I started Lux Media. I stuck around in a pretty poor situation just because I wasn't ready to grasp my own ambitions, my own potential. I was still too, I'm not sure what the word is. I just wasn't ready to take a risk and bet on myself. So that's definitely something I've overcome in the last, I'll just lump in it and just say last year for the sake of the question. But yeah, that I would say that's the major life challenge. As far as something that I once felt negatively about, but I'm now grateful for. I mentioned in the previous section about my father and his influence on me. So, I'm not certain if grateful is the right word that I would use, but it's obviously it's something that I felt very negatively about for a considerable amount of time. But I think it's I know how to control that sort of emotion that comes with those experiences. I can harness those things, and I can use that to fuel myself moving forward. It doesn't hold me back anymore the way that it used to. So I'm not sure if grateful is the right word, but yeah, I would say that's the experience.
Okay. All right, repeat the first question for me.
Is there a major life challenge you've overcome in the last year?
Well, for me, it's just facing the trauma. You know, I just avoided it, and mine hasn't really been like within the past year. It was more like 3 years ago, but even still now, I'm continuing to do so. I just, bottled everything up, didn't even try to process a lot of the stuff that has happened to me within family, relationships, friendships, all of that trauma. But that was just something that I never really wanted to face. And then, with the pandemic and stuff, it really, I'm sure, forced a lot of people to sit in their feelings and like digest everything. And, like for me, that was when I really started to process my abusive, narcissistic, long relationship I should not have been in for that long. And, things started to click in my head, and, I went through all the processes of grief because I lost a lot of myself within that whole thing. And just realizing exactly what was done to me. And then that just led me into a rabbit hole of living a lot of childhood stuff, and like, I overanalyze everything. I've always been that way. And yeah, I finally been able to process my trauma in a somewhat healthy way. Like I still deal with triggers, but they're not, I'm gonna knock on wood here, as frequent or as terrible anymore. But yeah, that's my challenge that I overcame, is just finally processing everything and getting, some help with some therapy and stuff like that, and finding things that help me process all of the emotions and trauma and stages of grief that come with realizing all of the things that you've been through and how it's not okay. And then what was the other?
Is there something that you once felt negatively about but are now grateful for?
It's kind of, I don't know, it's tough to say, but I mean, I guess like all of the shit I've been through. I'm in a way, well, I don't know if I want to say I'm grateful for it, but like it made me become self-aware. All of the stuff I've had to deal with, it's just made me self-aware of what I don't want to be like. So like, I just know I'm not the things that, I've gone through. I'm not things that were done to me. And yeah, that's all I can come up with.
Yeah, I think you nailed it absolutely with the COVID. Kind of all people could do was like sit with a mirror in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you bring to the world every single day. And do you like what you see? Because however you feel about it, people feel like 10 times more about that.
Yeah.
I had to do some soul searching as well. I think a lot of people avoid it because saying those things to someone, or even just admitting them to acknowledging them for yourself, it makes them real. You can't pretend that it didn't happen. You can't keep bottling things up and pretending it's not there.
Yeah. So. And that's something like when I was out there for the Foo Fighters concert, our cousin and aunt and I, we were talking about, my brother, I think, is barely starting that process for himself, going through all of his trauma and processing it and stuff like that. Because it like I've already gone through the motions and all of that stuff, but like from conversations our cousin has had with my brother, he's not quite there yet. But I'm like, he should probably do that soon, because it'll help him heal a little bit better, and maybe it'll even open a conversation between him and I, so that we can kind of heal that part of our relationship. But I'm just staying patient, because I know with the amount of trauma that we've gone through, it's not a very, it's not easy. It's not an easy process. And it's ugly, because you go through all of these emotions like anger and resentment and, depression and stuff like that.
A part of mine I felt was, even though I know in my mind, like in my brain, I can say I am talking to very educated, very well experienced professional about this, and it's still so fucking humiliating having to say those kinds of things out loud. Like, this is how I was victimized, and I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it. And another thing is, like, anyone who thinks that this dude's not a fucking saint is a fucking idiot, first of all. But I feel when I see that it's a bit of, that's kind of his way of bottling it up, is making other people happy because you cannot be happy yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I still do that. I'm very definitely put others before myself. I'm people pleasing.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big trauma response, and I know. Yeah, my brother's kind of like that, but he just likes to give back because of his own personal things that he's gone through, health-wise and whatever. But I know, like, just with the conversations our cousin has had with my brother, he's maybe going to, like, getting into those beginning phases of, like, processing all of that stuff. But I'm just like, I wish I could be there for my brother to, like, walk him through it, because I was there with him dealing with some of the shit we had to deal with. Or maybe he'll do fine just doing that journey on himself, because he's, I don't know.
Some people have to do it alone.
I think that might just be his thing, but I think he's barely getting to the point where he's going to start
he's just getting
healing
comfortable
himself.
with acknowledging this.
Yeah, because, like I was mentioning to our cousin and our aunt, like, how I can't remember a lot of stuff because there's just, all these little empty
blank
holes
spaces.
in my, like, I can't remember a lot. I only remember certain things of some of the traumas that we've dealt with, and my brother has told our cousin the same things. Like, there's things that I remember, but there's a lot of things that I don't remember,
Yeah.
Because, like, there were some good moments there too, but it's like, I'm sure he does too. We remember mainly the shitty times.
Yeah.
Because those are really glued into your brain, and I'm sure there's even more horrific things that we blocked out from our brain that we don't remember.
Yeah,
but
I had that's what EMDR did to me.
That's what I want to
unblocked it, and it's like, this is, I know I want to put it back in the box, please. But you can't, and it's not fun.
I'm kind of afraid of doing that because I know that shit's gonna get unlocked in my brain.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna go through a spiral. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go through the whole, cycle of
you go through it again.
Healing. Yeah, golly. And I know with healing yourself, you're gonna have downfalls here. You're gonna take 10 steps backwards, but I really hope that my brother at some point that he can get to the point where he can start healing himself, because I know he hasn't, but I really hope that he will give himself that opportunity, because it helps you grow better, and, like, I don't know, there is a good part to healing yourself.
Everybody that I've ever talked to that has been through some kind of trauma and that actually did the hard work of working through it, everyone who's done that I know, has always said, I wish I did it sooner. Why the fuck did I not do this sooner?
Yeah.
Every single one has said that.
Yeah, because it holds you back.
Yeah, it held my life back for a long time.
For sure. Like, I literally, especially with processing this 10-year horrible relationship I was in, I was angry because I'm like, I lost so much of myself and so much time. I lost all of my 20s and a beginning of my 30s on this fucking piece of shit,
Yep.
And I'm like, why? And I was just too codependent and wrapped up and brainwashed. And, you know, narcissistic abuse is the worst because they just manipulate you into thinking you can't find better, you won't do better, you know, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, you should be grateful that you're with me.
Yeah.
Even if I do mistreat you, which they won't acknowledge that they do, but...
It's like, without me, you're going to be all alone, you know? Like, I gave you my family and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was 35 when I started processing my trauma. And yeah, I was very fucking angry because I'm like, I wasted a lot of my time. And I'm like, I wish I would have opened my eyes sooner to what was going on with me. And I wish I would have processed this stuff earlier because I would have gotten out of that relationship year one, right. 8 months in, maybe, you know, like so fucking fast. But because I've been raised by abusive people, narcissistic people too, I didn't know any better, you know, because that's all I was used to. You seek out what's comfortable to you and other people.
Even if it's bad.
To me, it was abusive fucking people. And now that I'm self-aware and that I've processed all of that, like, I can recognize which people have good intentions now and which don't, you know, and I can just cut them off right then and there, or put my foot down, set boundaries, you know, before I let everyone fucking walk all over me all the time. But yeah, you're right. Like, I wish I did it a lot sooner because I would have been in a probably way better place.
Yeah. Same here.
But then again, I'm like, well, maybe this is just the path that I'm supposed to be on.
Right.
Because it's going to lead me to something greater. But I'm like, it just sucks that I've been through all this bullshit, you know?
The counter to it is, like, I wish I had done this sooner. Well, if you were ready to do it sooner, you would have.
Yeah.
It's part of the, like, grieving the what could have been that we've talked about before. It's one of those things as well. It's like fuck, like I could have done this so much sooner, and I would have had X amount of time to do X amount of things differently. But
yeah,
it's like sitting there with what ifs. It's not gonna do.
Yeah,
it's not gonna do a lot of good.
Yeah, that's something that I sometimes have a hard time moving past, is the what ifs, but then I have to remind myself, like, look at where you're at now. You're okay. Like, you're in a good spot. Like, yeah, that's a struggle that I still deal with from time to time. But I have to remind myself, like, don't think of the what ifs, because you're just gonna take a lot of steps backwards, you know. So I try not to do that anymore.
Are you familiar with the narcissist prayer?
I want to say I've heard it before. I can't remember it, but I want to say I've read it before. So
for the sake of the record, it's the narcissist prayer is that didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it.
Yeah, I have heard that one.
Yeah, it's just deflect until it's finally admitting it. Like, well, you deserve this, whatever I did to you.
Yeah, that's...
I'm trying to find... Because I think this next one's going to be kind of tough. So I want to see if I can find one more to put in here. Let's just see if this one goes anywhere. Sorry, mofos. It's about to get a little political here. So, Thanksgiving, as the fluffy, cuddly holiday that we know it to be, it's about connecting with people across, like, ethnic, cultural, religious barriers or whatever, and sitting down to eat together as people. Unfortunately, that isn't how things really happened. So, is there a way that we can acknowledge the sufferings of the First Nations while still being able to enjoy the holiday? Without being like well, actually... kind of person.
Yeah.
Every year, and you just stop getting invited.
Mm-hmm.
That was I thought it was a really good question, and I can't think of anything. That's yeah, that one's had me stumped. I'm not sure how to answer this, but I do feel like it's a really important thing that people need to start talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it wasn't only, I don't recall there being too much of an effort for Columbus Day to be renamed to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like that was recent.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. It should have been acknowledged a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, we need to start accepting that, you know, the people that have came before us were
They're not
pieces of
saints.
shit. Yeah, they're horrible people that destroyed an entire, you know, a person's civilization, their way of living, forced their own ideals, religion, you know, all of that onto these people and colonized these people and these lands. So we need to also, while we're celebrating that holiday, to acknowledge that, you know, acknowledge what really happened.
Yeah. There was I don't know if scandal's the right word, but it was like recently, like people knew that they existed. The schools I remember hearing about it from Canada, where they found these, they're like called Indian schools, where they would take the First Nations kids away, like they would take them away from their parents and raise them in a boarding school to act quote unquote proper.
Yeah.
And they found a mass burial, just whole. They fucking
I
next to it.
remember seeing that. Yeah.
So it really came to question, like, how many more of these schools did we not know about? Mm-hmm. And how many of those schools have mass graves next to them? Yeah. Because like we have a whole fucking street named for it here.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell what is this? How are we not? Why do we not talk about these things?
Yeah.
Just because you want to, acknowledging the negatives, you can still have positive things as well. You can still feel positively about something while acknowledging the negative history of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like my personal, when I was a kid, and we did like the founding fathers reports and stuff, I always did Ben Franklin, so I thought he was a pretty cool dude. What I never found out until way later was that while Ben Franklin himself was not a slave owner, he would most definitely pick out the slaves that he thought were attractive from his friends, and he would bang them. He would rape them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. I just thought he was like a happy, fat old man.
Yeah, but he was also a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot deny the brilliance of the whole Constitution and Declaration of Independence and the founding of the U.S., of course. But, man, like, you can still say, like, yeah, he was also not a very good person. Yeah. Recreationally, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I really wanted to bring this up because I definitely don't know or think enough about how these lands came to be the United States, as far like from the perspective of the indigenous. Yeah. Which includes us, because there's the old adage of I didn't cross the border crossed me. As far as I know, okay, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the area that our family has always lived. Yeah. And then the Mexican-American War of the 1840s. And there you go. Well, that was fucking cheerful. Yeah. Let's try to. There are some other good ones that I've been seeing, but now some like more lighthearted Thanksgiving-ish questions. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh God. Oh fuck. I mean, I am a whore for potatoes. So.
That's a very interesting way to put it.
I love fucking potatoes of all kind.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, yeah, potatoes of any kind. I will eat the shit out of that. I make a pretty good, various amounts of different types of mashed potatoes. So there's that. I'm about to be cooking a feast ass early in the morning for myself, my boss, a couple of coworkers. So that's fun. I do enjoy making the feast. I make the exact same turkey my dad makes, which isn't the typical slather it in butter and throw it in the oven, and have dry ass turkey.
Baste it every
45
years.
minutes. Yeah, no, yeah, like that. Like mine, I don't know if I'm sure you've had my dad's turkey, but
Probably did.
that shit is never dry. Falls right off the bone when you make it. But yeah, I'm excited to make everything tomorrow. And then after we wrap up our podcast, I have to make 6 pies after this, since I like to do those the day before. So I will be up late, and I will be waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to get everything ready by like 10:30 in the morning or 11. So that'll be a fun time.
Mashed potatoes is the most common Thanksgiving potato dish. What other ones are there? I've seen au gratin.
Like the ones I make, like I don't put gravy on my potatoes either, because you don't need it on my potatoes.
If you make it right, you don't need it.
Yeah, like the ones I made last year, or for the last couple of years, it's a garlic parmesan mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
You don't need gravy for that.
No, you don't.
And then I've made thyme infused mashed potatoes. You don't need gravy for that either.
My heart is telling me chives.
I've made chive mashed potatoes. But yeah, I always go back to my garlic parmesan, because I also love garlic. I tend to put maybe a little too much garlic for people's liking, but I don't care. It's delicious. And yeah, mashed potatoes and pecan pie, bourbon pecan pie. Only the one I make. I'm like, only the one I make, because I make a bomb ass fucking pecan pie.
All right, so the potatoes is the Thanksgiving dish that you pick. I would go with stuffing.
See, I've never been a fan of stuffing.
It can be done so many different ways. Like I've had some horrible stuffing before.
Yeah, like I just buy the box.
Yeah,
you know, the fucking.
Which is fine.
That's all I've ever had, and that's all my dad ever made. I maybe next year want to try to make my own stuffing. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that stuff. I am gonna say green bean casserole is a close second for me too.
And
I love green bean.
That's one question that I had on here was green bean casserole ? So
I fucking love it.
It seems to be like a big divide on whether people like it or not.
I love it.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yes.
Yeah, like imagine having a vegetable other than a potato.
Yeah, like I'm making like 50 million sides in the morning. I'm making mac and cheese, stuffing, green bean casserole, the mashed potatoes, roasted Brussels sprouts. And I think that's it.
You could just ditch the bird and the ham altogether, and it would be fine.
I can't ditch the bird just because it's fucking delicious. The way my dad and I make it. His recipe is the fucking best. My God, I will never eat anyone's turkey unless it's made by me or my dad. That's it.
Yeah. One thing I've had that was really interesting, which makes perfect sense in hindsight why it was there. But I went to Thanksgiving with a Muslim family, and they had a lamb leg instead of a ham.
Ooh.
So it's like, yeah, this is. I'm never having a ham again. So
yeah, I can't do pork since it hurts my stomach. It makes me sick.
I don't. Yes, fucking people. I'm about to get a little preachy here. I don't think that it is acceptable to eat an animal as intelligent as pigs.
Yeah,
or
they are pretty fucking smart,
yeah,
man.
Chimps, ravens, or crows, octopus. Some of those obviously we don't eat, but if they were on like the human menu, I still wouldn't eat them.
Yeah,
because it's not right with something that intelligent.
I will say octopus is one of my favorite sea creatures.
Yeah, it's my personal
but
favorite.
They are fucking delicious.
They can be if they're done properly.
God damn, they're really good.
I miss eating octopus more than I do anything pork related.
Yeah, I can't. I miss pork here and there, but it's too high fat for me.
Yeah.
And I cannot. It like all the reflux symptoms, and it just flares me up in the worst way. So I stay away from that, and like any high fat red meat, like I have to eat super lean meat now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not, I'm just gonna be nauseated all day. I do miss bacon, but I can't have it.
Center
that's the only like
is way better than the shit that people know.
Okay. Yeah, I just can't eat pork. Don't care for it.
Yeah, I don't really miss it that much. Sweet potato or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin. I've had sweet potato and I did not like it.
Thank you. Oh my god. Everybody fucking gets on my case about it. Like, no, I don't like it. Yes, I have had a good one. I've had one that everyone was creaming themselves over, and I had a piece and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I don't like sweet potatoes. Gross. They just do not hit for me.
I like sweet potatoes, just not in a pie form.
Pumpkin pies, it took me some time to come around to them, but they're fantastic. I love it. Now that I've gotten older, my tastes have changed. I like it a lot more.
Yeah, I love pumpkin pie, but I like pecan pie even better. With especially bourbon pecan pie, because it brings the flavor out a lot more. Oh my god, I'm about to make 4 of those after this.
Cranberry sauce. Canned or from scratch?
I don't care for either.
I don't either. Everybody. It seems to be like a requirement for everybody to have some.
Yeah, not in my household.
Yeah, of the like Thanksgiving gatherings that I've been to, there is some usually, and I don't see people eat a lot of it.
Yeah,
it's like the one person who brought it and their immediate 3 people that came with them like to have it. And no one else.
I know that people will like use it for their turkey because the turkey everyone makes is dry and flavorless. You need a little juice in there.
Yeah.
Something.
I would use
gravy.
So
they pour on the gravy or the cranberry sauce. I'm like, you don't need it if you make the turkey right.
If you make it right, but unfortunately, it's not in the recipe for everybody.
Like, I'll have to show you a picture of mine. Yeah, I do not make... Someone just asked me that at work the other day. How do you make your turkey? And I'm like, not in the oven. I'm like, not in the oven and not slathered in fucking butter. I'm like, I don't make this dry-ass piece of shit like everyone else and their mom. Like,
something
mine
good
is just...
that happened recently that I need to keep an eye out for it more, but Costco, they sell a lot of like whole chickens, like in the rotisserie box.
The rotisserie chicken! Yeah. I want to try that so bad.
It's worth it. The gas price and like the rotisserie chicken, that is enough for the membership right there.
Okay.
But they do this thing where they piece up the white meat and they put it into a bag. And I had never seen this before, but they put the hindquarters into like a tray, and there was like 8 of them in there for like $5. It's fucking
Oh,
ridiculous. Wow. So that I've been going hard on that for a little while.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I need to go try that. Every time I don't go to Costco that much, I just go in there to buy toilet paper and paper towels, and that's it. Yeah, I always pass by the rotisserie chicken, and I'm like, we need to try this.
Yeah. Well, going in there for bulk toilet paper is the perfect time to plug our sponsor. I'm kidding. We don't have one.
No. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, we definitely not. I started using the bamboo type. They come wrapped in like paper, recyclable paper, and recyclable box and whatever. I've been using those, and like, it's been fine. But also, if you don't have a bidet, like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, I need to grab one of those.
Definitely worth
one
it.
Of those.
How is it? How do we claim to be like the greatest country on the planet, and yet, if in any other scenario, if you got some doo-doo on your arm, you would not just wipe it off with a piece of paper and say it's good.
Yeah, you would wash it off with water
and soap if you could.
Yep, water and soap. Yep.
So I don't understand why we do that with our hindquarters. Does not make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so yeah, consensus: sweet potatoes ass, cranberry sauce is also ass. Green bean casserole is legit.
Yes.
Do you have any, besides cooking things or preparing food? Do you have any Thanksgiving traditions?
I used to do like the whole Black Friday shopping at Target, but I would mainly just go buy like DVDs. That was always my thing. Like, I would just go Black Friday shopping for movies, but I mean, don't need to do that anymore. I used to also, or no, that was Christmas Day. Never mind. I was gonna say I used to go to the movies with our cousin, but yeah, we used to do that Christmas Day because we Mexicans celebrate Christmas Eve.
Midnight.
Yep.
Yep.
But no, I don't really have no. Yeah, there's nothing that I do anymore. Maybe just watch fucking football like everyone else while they're cooking and eating.
In a lot of these websites that I got these questions from, a lot of them ask, would you rather eat Thanksgiving dinner at a restaurant or at home? That is
a dumb question.
Yeah, like, why? Who in the fuck goes to a restaurant? Okay.
Obviously at home.
We've talked about this separately, where like people who are working on Thanksgiving, there's always the fucking someone who says, "Oh, that sucks that you have to work today." Like, well, they're working because of you, because you are there, because you don't know how to plan anything.
Yep. And like with my store too, like we have these things where we sell like the whole meal. Like our deli makes it. I just sent you pictures.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, that's exactly how my dad makes it. I mean, the after picture looks a little messy, but fuck, man, that meat just comes.
Those things will break down all the stuff that's in there for the flavor.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like packed with all of this fucking broth and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. Oh my god. I baste the shit out of that turkey every 45 minutes. I I make slits on the breast part and I inject, the broth in there. Yeah, I get that broth all over that turkey, and then because it's sitting in it, it soaks up all that, it soaks it up.
Who's the guy that does the set it and forget it oven?
Oh my god!
It's Ron something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my turkey. I mean, I just gotta baste it every 45 minutes for like 4 hours, but...
Ron Popeil.
Yeah.
Oh, he died in 2021.
Yeah.
Infomercial legend.
Yeah.
He had this product that you could you put herbs and such into like a syringe, and then you plunge it into the meat and inject like it could be cloves of garlic or rosemary, full sprigs of rosemary or mint or whatever it is that you need. But yeah, when you said cut slits and baste, that's what it made me think of.
Yeah.
Ron Popeil.
And I mean, I shove the cavity. I don't put stuffing inside of the fucking turkey cavity because I think it's disgusting.
That's a little weird to me.
Yeah. A lot of people do that too. I shove I use thyme, rosemary, and sage. All three used to come from my herb garden, but now I just have sage. But I put that inside the cavity as well, and I'll put like the pineapple orange. I'll put, cause in the pot with the turkey, I also cut up potatoes, carrots, celery, and onion. And I also shove that inside too, so that the whole damn thing has flavor. And then I put a shit ton of seasonings on it. But yeah, I baste the hell out of that thing. And when it's done, like, everything's just coming apart. And there's no dry turkey on any part of that fucking bird. Which is
the
great.
ones that I've had that were deep fried.
Uh-huh.
And if they're brined properly, like the guys whose turkeys I've tried that were good, that deep fry them, they are into fucking around with meats, like smoking, grilling, all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So like they know what they're doing. Maybe that's what the thing about making a turkey is you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, my dad came up with this recipe, I don't know how long ago, but I mean, it's been a hit for a very long time in our family because he always made the turkey. You know, he does it every year, and like, we'll call each other probably in a little while or tomorrow morning to see, you know,
high five
how our
on your
turkeys
success.
are doing. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I called him one year. I think it was, when did I start making this fucking recipe? Could have been 2018 when I started making this turkey. But I called him and I was like, I need your recipe. And I still have it written down. I've pretty much got it memorized already because I make it all the time. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because I'm going to be eating that turkey up for the next fucking 5 days. And it'll still be delicious and juicy and wonderful.
You could do like Ross Geller, get mad when someone eats your sandwich.
Yeah. I actually saw a recipe on how to make that fucking sandwich.
The moist maker.
Like, yes, I'm very curious.
Yeah,
like,
that really does sound pretty good. It's like a good idea.
I'm like, maybe I'll make my own turkey sandwich with a moist maker. I fucking hate that word, but
that's what makes it so good.
Sake of friends, man. Yeah.
That's only got one more left. I
actually saw that episode today.
Well, there you go.
Or last night or today, I can't remember, but yeah, I was watching that exact episode.
I don't have any traditions just because I live alone, so I don't know. I usually go like not Friday, but I don't know, maybe Saturday or Sunday. Go to the grocery store and try to get bones so that my dog has stuff to chew on. That's really
okay.
All right, last one. What is a small thing that you're grateful for?
I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I did this guided journal some time ago. It was, I don't remember what it's called, but we've talked about it before.
Is it the shadow workbook?
No.
No? Oh, I think yeah, I remember you told me about it. I forgot
it's
the name of it.
Yeah, it's the one that's like geared towards men, but anyone can use it. Anyway.
Is it the burn after?
No, it's not that one.
Not that one either?
No. It's not really important. Just it would always every entry would start with list 3 things that you're grateful for for the day.
Okay.
And I would always include, it is when you think about it, it's really big, it's really broad, and it encompasses a lot of things. That's not necessarily my intention, but I'm always I always say that I'm grateful for technology. It's a lot of things that people don't think about that are made easy for you because of technology. I make a really good living because of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Because I work with technology, I know how to use it better than the average person. So if there are things that I don't know, I know how to find them. I know how to find practically anything that I could ever want. I can find it because I know how to use it. We have a little like boxing fans community where it's on this app called Discord. It's for gamers, but everyone fucking has one now.
Yeah.
So we hang out there and we watch fights and stuff, and it is astounding how people that are like 5 to 10 years younger than me we're watching a pay-per-view, right? So they don't have $70 to put down to watch it, right? So they keep coming in like, hey, how do I watch this? How can I watch this? Where can I watch this? And so I put together, using technology, a URL.
Okay.
And I send it to them, and it leads you to a website called Let Me Google That For You. And
I like that.
The best part about that is in that search result, I can find very easily 2 to 3 sources every single time. It takes me less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's astounding how fucking stupid these kids are.
Yeah.
There you go, old man moment, except I'm the one that's fucking smart here. I'm the one that knows how to use the shit that the kids are supposed to be good with. So there you go. I'm grateful for technology. It lets me have my man screaming at the clouds moment, shaking my fist and ruffling my hat with rage.
Let me see. Something small that I'm thankful for. Oh, geez.
Another one, while you're thinking of it. Brushing my teeth. Really easy because of technology. You don't have to fucking scrub the sectors for 30 seconds each or whatever. Just move the buzzy thing around for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're fine. There's one that makes it even simpler. It's a whole mouth, like a mouthpiece that you put in, and it brushes all of your teeth at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
And I am resisting the temptation to get one because I just purchased an electric toothbrush that the company is all about, like sustainable sourcing and recycling materials and stuff.
Okay.
So there's that.
Let's see. Something small that I'm thankful for. Oh, geez. Is I'm gonna say music, just because Yeah. I love listening to it. I love making it.
That's something that people don't think about, but it's like the fucking soundtrack to your life.
Yeah. I recently did make another beat. I believe it's already out on Spotify and Apple.
If it's on Spotify, then it is on luxmedia.net, and then if they hit the middle of nowhere button.
I forgot what the hell I named this song too.
Or I think it's lvxmedia.net/MONB. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. It is not. Damn it. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna make it that. Oh, it's MON Beats. Never mind.
Okay, here we go.
It's a playlist, I think. Is it Buenos Dias?
No. Oh God, that one's old.
Oh, okay.
It's called Sueños. Is the recent one the most recent one I made.
That's weird. It only shows 4, and if
you
that
go,
one's
well,
old.
for me, if you scroll down, well, for me, when I scroll down on Spotify, there's something that says popular releases.
Oh, that's probably what's showing here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And it's on there. Yeah, it's on there.
I'm not sure how to make it your latest release, because I know that's a setting that you can make it. I'll have to look around for that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the most recent one that I made. The one that I made before that, what the fuck? I can't keep track of my stuff.
So
most of mine are all on SoundCloud, by the way, if you guys listeners are interested. Retro was the last one that I made.
That's right.
That 80s one. Yep. That's right.
All right, let's get this recipe wrapped up.
Okay.
Network shit. Mentioned boxing. B-Sides Boxing is the podcast we do for that. We just released one I think yesterday or the day before. There's a big fight this weekend. That's pretty cool. So we talked about that. And ultimate fucking casual for MMA stuff. Scheduling's been a little off, but we should be recording at the latest Sunday. Progressive Patriots, it's been difficult scheduling as well. People have families and stuff, so been trying to keep that going, but we'll call it a temporary hiatus for Thanksgiving.
Okay. I know we've kind of slacked on this one, but it's because I have been sick with the flu.
Yes.
I lost my voice. I sound like I was going through puberty for a second.
We have been doing a daily. It's ooky spooky stuff. So if you're into tarot, oracle cards, crystals, astrology, moon phases, all that, witchy stuff, that's what we get into over there. It's just a quick down and dirty for how focusing yourself for the day. So that comes out every morning. So look those up. Internet stuff, interacting with social media posts. It helps get the social media pages out there so that people can see that more. But ultimately, what helps the most is rating and reviewing on whatever apps you use for podcasting. That helps a lot. Said social media handles are LVX Media Net on everything. If you can't find me, I'm not on it. What's middle of nowhere? What do you have handles for that, or?
No.
Right.
I just just search that on SoundCloud, Apple Music, what is it, Spotify, and you'll find me on there.
All right. Contact options. lvxmedia.net, mentioned the website a little bit ago. You can go there, hit the tacos page, or hit the tacos button. There's 2 options. There's a phone number and an email address. Email is email. You know how that goes. The phone number, you can text, you can call. It's anonymous and unattended. I don't check it until we're about to record. Until I'm about to record like any show, I'll check it real quick and see if there's anything. We had one question once. I'm hoping that we'll get another one.
Yeah, I agree.
Parting words. Anything you want to plug?
Not really. Just enjoy the day with your family. Try to avoid any of the typical questions that are asked by family members, like when are you getting married? How's the job?
When are you gonna have kids?
When are you gonna have kids? When are you going on a diet? All that bullshit. Just try to nip that in the bud if you need to. Don't surround yourself around that toxicity. If you need to walk away, walk away. And don't entertain the bullshit.
I hear a lot of comics say the ones that I've heard that say this have all been men, but women can do this too. If your in-laws ask you about kids, just say, yes, I was actually thinking of busting a nut inside of your daughter later today. Or if you're a lady, you know, like having your son fucking plow me tonight. It's gonna be awesome. They will stop. I promise you, they'll stop. How do I know? I've done it.
Oh my god!
I did.
Stop.
Yeah, my mother kept asking, and so I was like, you know, I'm not sure. Like, we've been fucking like every day this week.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot going on after that.
That's funny.
All right,
That's a
so
good
we're
one.
about to go record ookie spooky stuff. So with those parting words of don't put up with the bullshit, I'm going to start using this as our exit for this one. It's the Millennial Trinity. First, be kind to
Live,
nature.
laugh, love? No.
Yeah. Oh god damn, no.
I fucking hate that.
I do too. I very much dislike it. It's be kind to nature. That's your Steve Irwin. Be kind to your neighbors. Was Fred Rogers. And I feel, most importantly, be kind to yourself. That's Bob Ross.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. So I feel it's most important to be kind to yourself. It's easy to be kind to others.
Yes.
But, right. Nothing more. That's going to do it for this recipe.
Yep. Gobble gobble.
Do not live, laugh, or love at all tomorrow.
For real.